Hello everyone, we are Group 1D. Today we present Where to Go After Graduation, Mapping Opportunity and Return Across Canadian Cities. In this project, we focus on a concrete question that almost every Canadian university student eventually faces. After graduation, which city should I move to build a good life? The problem is, these high-stake decisions is usually made with very limited information. Students often rely on stories from friends or generic rankings, rather than hard data. So, for our primary audience, students carrying debt or new immigrants, choosing the wrong city isn't just an inconvenience. It can mean lower earnings, underemployment, or forced relocation. On a broader level, this misallocation of talent affects regional economic growth and leads to labor shortages in key Canadian sectors. So, why is this problem not solved? Detailed data do exist in census files and government reports, but they are scattered, difficult to access, and rarely comparable. Existing tools either give you cost of living calculators that ignore employment, or salary rankings that ignore housing costs. There is no single source of truth. Our solution bridges this gap. We integrated 2016 and 2021 census microdata with city-level indicators like CPI and crime rates. Our goal is simple: to let users explore which Canadian cities offer the best balance between opportunity and quality of life, tailored to their specific background. Let's show you how it works. Welcome to our interactive hub. We designed this landing page as a central command center, organizing our findings into 4 distinct pillars to help graduates make informed decisions. Each color represents a key dimension: blue for economic trends, green for quality of life, yellow for educational fit, and purple for immigration outcomes. This structure allows users to jump directly to the insights that matter most to them. Let's start by exploring the economic landscape in Section A. Let's start with Section A. We designed this view to answer a fundamental question: is the city's economy growing or shrinking? On the left, we use the slope charts to track changes from 2016 to 2021. The steepness of line instantly reveals the growth speed. This chart acts as our main controller. Watch what happens when I select a high-growth city, like Ottawa. The entire dashboard updates instantly. We can see that while Ottawa's employment rate is stable, its median income, shown in the second chart, is rising sharply. Finally, averages can lie. So, the income structure chart below breaks down the 25th, 50th, and 75th percentiles. This reveals hidden inequality, showing us that while a city might have a high median income, the gap between the rich and the entry-level workforce might be wider than expected. Moving on to Section B, we analyze quality of life. The core of this view is the city comparison matrix at the bottom left. It aggregates 6 key indicators, from income to crime severity, using color intensity to highlight highs and lows instantly. Okay, let's look at Calgary. The dark blue cells show it as high expenditure, but also high income. In contrast, notice Winnipeg's dark cell in the cream column. signaling a higher safety risk. This heat map allows students to weigh financial gains against safety and cost. For housing, we know graduates aren't buying mansions, so we can filter the right-side charts to show only apartments. Immediately, we see that while Vancouver's overall housing market is expensive, its rental gap compared to Toronto might tell a different story. By holding Control, I can select Vancouver and Toronto to compare them head-to-head. This reveals that while Vancouver has higher benchmarks, the income-to-price ratio might actually be more favorable in other mid-sized cities. This is the power of integrated data. Next, let's personalize the data in Section D. This view answers the question, where should I go with my degree? For example, let's select Mathematics and Computer Science. And filter for bachelor's degree holders. Instantly, the map visualizes median income distribution. The dark blue dots indicate higher earning potential. Notice how Ontario stands out. Let's drill down by clicking on the province. The bar chart below immediately updates to reveal the top-paying cities within Ontario for this specific major. Here, we can see there are top 5 cities by median income. Finally, Section D tackles barriers. We focus on immigrants. The map acts as a filter. By selecting immigrants, we see how employment outcomes vary across provinces, with distinct patterns in Ontario and the West. But geography isn't the only factor. Look at the employment rate chart on the left. There is a clear monotonic increase as we move from limited to fluent to bilingual. This confirms that language proficiency is a critical economic lever. We quantified this leverage in the income premium chart on the right. Moving from limited to fluent yields a massive, you can see 54% which boost, a much higher return than perfecting a second official language. Most interestingly, our Gender Language Inequality Index reveals a hidden dynamic. As the language skills improve, the wage gap between men and women actually narrows. This suggests that language training is also a tool for gender equity. The small demo you just saw was built on a rigorous scientific process. We didn't just overlay charts. We engineered a robust ETL pipeline using Tableau Prep Builder. We dealt with millions of rows of raw PUMF microdata and integrated them with external macroeconomic indicators. Data integration was our first major challenge. We faced significant inconsistencies between datasets. For example, linking census data with CPI data failed because of mismatched cities names, like Montreal with an accent versus Montreal without one. Instead of discarding this data, we implemented rigorous string cleaning and standardization steps to ensure zero data loss and complete accuracy. Most importantly, we prioritized statistical validity. A common pitfall in dashboard design is averaging aggregated rates, which leads to mathematical errors. We avoid this. As you can see here, we calculated employment status at the low level within Tableau Prep. This ensures that our employment rate metric is weighted correctly and remains statistically sound across all filter combinations. Our visualization choices were equally deliberate. Take section A for example. We chose slope charts over traditional bar charts. Why? Because our analytical goal was to show change and rank shifts. With a bar chart, comparing 15 cities across 2 years creates visual clutter. Slope charts, however, use line steepness to instantly reveal which cities are growing fastest, and line crossing to highlight dramatic shifts in city rankings, insights that would be lost in a standard bar chart. Finally, scientific honesty requires us to address limitations. Our analysis relies on 2021 census data, but we are now in 2025. The post-pandemic housing market has shifted, meaning our affordability metrics may lag behind current realities. To solve this, our future roadmap involves integrating real-time APIs for rental listings and job postings to bridge this 4-year gap. In conclusion, we have built more than just a dashboard. We have created a scientifically rigorous, data-driven tool that transforms scattered noise into actionable life decisions. With your support to scale this project, we can help every Canadian graduate find not just a job, but the right place to call home. Thank you.